I'm going to go ahead and start us off on Aaron Donald. He announced his retirement. Um, we're looking at one of the best defensive tackles, if not the best defensive tackle, one of the best defensive players of all time. This type of dominance has not been seen. J.J. Watt, right? He was very good for a very long time. If you take J.J. Watt and you made him healthy for his entire career, this is the type of dominance that you get. I hate to do it. Lawrence Taylor type dominance for his entire career, right? 10 years of dominance, right? Dominating offenses, 3 NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards, tied for most in NFL history. He has a Super Bowl ring. That was his last thing that he needed. Getting a win against the Bengals a couple of years ago. That's the last box he just had to check on his way out the door. He's in a Hall of Famer at this point, right? Drafted 13th overall out of Pitt, the St. Louis Rams at this point. In 2014, drafted him. Aaron Donald went out to set the franchise record with 111 career sacks. He was selected to the Pro Bowl in all 10 of his NFL seasons, and he was named first team All-Pro in 8 of those 10 seasons that he was in the league. Donald also won 2014 Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's also Drew's favorite player of all time, Aaron Donald. Donald was one of 2 defensive players since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger to earn Pro Bowl selections in each of the first 10 seasons. Again, if you don't like the Pro Bowl stuff, once again, 8 All-Pro selections. The only other player who did the Pro Bowl selections for 10 years, Lawrence Taylor. Already talked about him a little bit. Aaron Donald and Barry Sanders are the only NFL players in NFL history to play at least 10 seasons and get selected to Pro Bowl in each season. Sanders also played for 10 seasons and retired promptly after that. Over the last 5 years, we're talking about unprecedented dominance. Donald was double teamed a league high of 1,510 times as a pass rusher, 135 more than any other player. He beat 186 of those within 2.5 seconds, 51 more than any other player. Chris Jones is second with 135. Again, over the past 5 years, we're talking about advanced stats. The NFL average pass rush win rate for single pass blocker was 17%. Donald posted an 18% pass rush win rate against double teams in that span. So one of the best NFL players, defensive players, if not one of the best, not the best defensive tackle of all time, retiring. Drew watched a whole lot more than Aaron Donald than I did, though. I'm going to go ahead and let him take it away for a little bit.
You know what's crazy about Aaron Donald is he never really had a good game against the 49ers. The 49ers were so threatened by Aaron Donald that they completely schemed away from him and would just do the most outrageous. That's where the Deebo Samuel pop passes even began, because Aaron Donald was so outrageous. But in the 49ers, in the Rams hunt to put a ring on that finger to win a Super Bowl, I think he ended all of their playoff games leading up to the Super Bowl with a sack of the opposing quarterback. He damn near ripped Jimmy Garoppolo's arm out of his socket and threw him to the ground, and Jimmy threw it backwards somewhere, and it's haunted me to this day. And I think it was a play the week before that. Was it the Cowboys that he sacked Dak Prescott to end the game? It was it was like 3 straight games in a row where his hands on the quarterback ended the game and put them into the Super Bowl. Jaquiski Tart dropped interception notwithstanding. So Aaron Donald is about as, he's not Tom Brady, so forgive me for the comparison. I get it. But we don't need to wait 5 years to put Aaron Donald in the Hall of Fame. We don't need to do any of that. There's not going to be any super sad, God, I love the video of that dude, I forget his name, the big guy in the jacket, and he rolls up to Jimmy Johnson on stage, and basically he knows he's about to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and his lip starts quivering, and he's sad, and he looks at all his, because he's on that TV show with all 6 of them, and he's like,
I'm Fox,
this just ain't right. You can't do this to me. And they did the same thing to Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher started crying on live TV. Yep. Aaron Donald ain't going to be crying on live TV. I mean, he might, but he already knows it's coming.
Thank you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, thank you. Give me my gold jacket, measure my face, get my thing in there. That's cool. Aaron Donald's not just not a Hall of Famer. In 10 years, when this podcast is doing millions of views, we can sit back and we can rank him as one where he stands as one of the best all-time defenders in National Football League history, and he will be on that list. So thank God he's gone. I love that. Congratulations on your retirement, Aaron Donald. Please let me know where to send you your favorite bottle of alcohol so you no longer torment the 49ers any longer.
It was cool to see him in his last year too. And if you look at, I mean, he still had 10 sacks, I believe, if I'm not remembering that right. 10 sacks, so he still had double-digit sacks in his last year, and he wanted to retire, right? There was talks of him retiring after the Super Bowl, and then he comes back, and he wants to still make a run, and it's talked about, and it's heavily detailed, and you can go look it up, with how much these guys, Kobe Turner and Brian Young, how much these young pass rushers, these defensive tackles, rejuvenated him for his last year. Sean McVay talked about how Kobe Turner went and he sacked Joe Flacco. Right after that, Aaron Donald and both Kobe Turner sacked and gave Joe Flacco a safety. It was in one of the later week games. And Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner, literally, Aaron Donald wraps his arm around Kobe Turner, and Aaron Donald starts skipping, and so Kobe Turner starts skipping too. And Sean McVay said, I've never seen him so kind of just happy and embracing some of the guys like that. He's very much like an isolated guy, and him doing this is it's unprecedented. So it's cool to see him in his last year at least get to enjoy himself a little bit. I don't know if you ever seen the clip of you ever see the clip of the offensive lineman go up to Aaron Donald on the sideline. He goes, and Aaron Donald goes, "Get your fat ass away from me." He goes, "Oh, my bad, I was playing." He never shoots his own teammate.
I haven't seen that one, but the video of Geno Smith, bro, where he like looks up and realizes Aaron Donald's coming down the middle of the line, and he's like, like he throws the ball away. I think he's actually like, "Oh shit!" And then he like hucks the ball because he's about to get mashed by Aaron Donald. That's just so funny. And that was picked up by the TV cam. That wasn't even like a. Let me ask you this: how much would you pay? How much would you pay for the full unreleased mic'd up footage? You know what I mean? Like just nothing's edited, nothing's like. If you could just, you know what I'm saying? Like dudes like George Kittle and like Chad Ochocinco back in the day. If you could just have it, like everything that was said. Come on, we're all adults. Like we watch rated R movies. Like let's just hear it.
NFL Plus already costs $5 a month. Let's bump it up a little bit and put the full unedited versions of them, and let's call it a day. Everyone's going to hop on it. You're going to make lots of money. Just put it on there. Let's call it a day. Let's do that.
I think the NFL players should be like, you know what? No. We'll go back to 2-a-days. You can have 2-a-days. You can have all this shit back, but you're not unruly. You imagine the shit some of those people say.
Oh, yeah. No. All right, man.
I mean, if you can mic up a defensive coordinator in a meeting, we're going to effing kill those guys. We're going to rip their throats out, and we're going to shit down their necks. You know what I mean? Like some of the crazy shit that they probably say. That, and then, Mommy, why is Daddy doing that on TV? It would just be terrible. It probably wouldn't be good for anybody. But I still would pay for it because,